Bro, you might have a disease. You might need Jesus. Oh, I goddamn sure need Jesus, because Jesus gonna beat my motherfucking ass. Oh my goodness. Oh, fuck me. Thanks for the hose, Lightning. All right. I'm trying to do it earlier because I felt bad that I ended up doing it late last week. I ended up doing it on Monday. And there are conversation things we can do, so that's always a good news thing situation. So that's up. That's up. Let's put some shit on. Oh, that's kind of cute. Yeah, that's pretty cute actually. Someone. All right, hold on. Let me post it on Twitter so everyone on Twitter can know that we lied tonight. To know that we lied tonight. Oh, and fucking Master Roshi comes out on the 18th, huh? A little bit early. I figured it'd be better to do early. What's up, Fox? What's up, Lightning? What's the occasion? There is no occasion. Just wanted to do it earlier. I actually need to upload. I'm gonna have the. I don't know if I should have the podcast uploading. What's up, Antrite? What's up, Donnie? All right, we got the squash showing up. I mean, this is primarily the podcast one. Do we have something special? Not really. There's not a lot going on, but there are things to talk about and discussions to be had. So, of course, we have to. Reverie coming out today. Yeah, but I'm like, once again, I don't. Also, that, and I haven't really made One Piece content enough to really maintain that level of relevance. Come on, man. What about the Xbox? We got the Xbox price leak, guys. Jeez. The Xbox price leak. We got the PlayStation Experience announcement that comes out. That should be some interesting stuff. Hey, Red Dragon. Everyone, if you want to start posting your emotes early on, let's go ahead and get it out of the way. Then we got the Zelda announcement. Guys, come on. We got content. We got some content. So if anyone wants to meme their emotes, go ahead and meme your emotes. While we're giving everybody enough time to kind of like file in line. Yep. Where did the DK emotes even come from? I need to get some artists to do some more emotes. But I also need to get my like follower game and sub game up. So everything's a work in progress. But god damn it, we gonna get it done. And then Avengers came out, but like realistically, it's not something I should be talking about. Avengers doesn't mean much for me. And we're not going to talk about SpongeBob because we beat the game. Although I guess for those who weren't here, just so you know, moving forward, uh, SpongeBob got beaten last night, so the games on the list is Wednesdays will now be dedicated DMC nights, which I need to change that on the schedule for the channel. And then Saturdays will start the Persona 4 Golden playthrough. Really? It crashed on the fucking PS4 3 fucking times? Jesus Christ. We just know I ain't getting none of this shit together. This is ridiculous. I'm not surprised, but my God, that's crazy. Oh, what's up, Black Jedi? So yeah, that's also not the second game I beat on stream. Lightning is gonna keep that meme up until he dies. You guys know I beat the majority of the games I stream. The only games I think I have left would be what Near Crash and something else. Oh, Resident Evil. Resident Evil's still on that list. Which I'll probably flip back to Resident Evil after we do the first DMC one. We're gonna do Devil May Cry 1, we'll do finish up Resident Evil, and then double back to finish up DMC. At least the first like 3 games. And then I'm gonna have to play 4 and 5 on other consoles. Because I bought DMC 1 through 3, I think, on Switch, but I need to get 4 and 5. Which I'm a little surprised they haven't ported 4 over to the Switch at this point. Because 4 is literally just another PlayStation 2 game, so there shouldn't be any excuses unless they want to do some special shit like they did for 3. So we'll see, but you know, only time will tell. No, I beat Resident Evil 2. I didn't beat Resident Evil 3 Remake. Resident Evil 3 Remake is a weird stream for the Twitch channel because I play it, but I always do it as secret streams, meaning if you're not following me on stream, you wouldn't know I have it. Like, you wouldn't even know I've been playing it. I'm really quick with it. I could have swore Resident Evil 4 was on Switch. No, not Resident Evil 4. I'm talking about Devil May Cry 4. I'm sorry. Devil May Cry 4 isn't on Switch. That's the problem. Oh, it did come out. Oh, really? Didn't even know. See, Devil May Cry didn't follow a lot of. So, a lot of Devil May Cry. I thought the only Devil May Cry that came out on PS3 was DMC. I thought the DMC, you know, the Dante people hate. I thought that was the Devil May Cry that came out. But yeah, we'll do about 2 more minutes and then we'll get into it. So if anyone wants to spam their emotes, for those who have subscriptions, go ahead and do so. If you want to subscribe, it's great. If you want to follow, it's great. I'm almost at 500 followers on Twitch, so that's kind of cool. I'm almost near the halfway mark. Eventually, I need to put the sub. I need to put the not sub goal, the follower goal up. It's weird. DMC is the best Devil May Cry game. How dare you? A lot of people would fight you over that one, buddy. Man, I couldn't even stand DMC Dante. That man lived in a trailer park and smoked cigarettes. He's representation of white trash America. Also, thank you for following me, Tundex Plays. I almost thought that was Sundex, which reminds me of, and I think that was Neo GameSpark's friend. Now, I remember him, but I don't know if this is the same. I'm pretty sure it's not the same guy, but still. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the follow. So we're at 490. We're 10 away from being 500 followers, which is cool. But that's besides the point. So I guess we can kind of get into it. I'm going to see if any questions. So if you want to ask me questions, follow me on Discord. Join the Discord chat channel and ask questions in the questions for AME section under the podcast group. I'm pretty sure just going down. Yeah, you guys asking about Hyrule Warriors, Breath of the Wild prequel stuff. And then so I don't know which we should start with. Neo getting a lot of. Okay, it is you. That's what I thought. Okay, I figured it was you. I was like, I knew that name. I just didn't know if it was exactly who I was thinking. Neo getting a lot of clout from Xbox guys. I think it's time for you to switch sides. Man, I don't give a fuck about none of that, bro. I always give Neo his credit for being able to, for some reason, he managed to have a channel and a presence that allows him to kind of float in between shit. And I mean, like most YouTubers can't do that at all. I don't know how the fuck he did that, because people remember back in the day he started off as a fucking Naruto channel. He was like in the base of his old school days, he was literally doing like everything everyone else was doing when it came to talking about anime stuff. So I give him a lot of credit. The dude is for some reason he's able and he commands attention. I don't know what the fuck it is. I mean, everyone's different. Everyone has their own charisma, but fuck it. We show the love and the respect anyway. But yeah, you're not gonna give me the Switch Xbox. Let's go ahead and start with the Xbox stuff. So we have the announcement of the Kumon 2. Kumon, oh Jesus Christ, bro. It's funny because he has a lot of his old videos still up. Man, that time change is ridiculous. Anyways, so we got the announcement this week that Xbox's console comes out, I think in like November or something. But the main thing is that we got price tags. We got fucking $300 for the digital version, and then $500 for like the traditional console version. And we might as well get into it to a degree. Oh yeah, I represent the fuck out of One Piece. That's a lifestyle, bro. But fucking, so we got the price tags, and I'm gonna give Xbox's credit. Now, granted, for most of you guys who watch this podcast regularly or know me regularly, I have no, and I mean this 100%, I have no interest in Xbox as a brand. That brand means so little to me, it's fucking astounding. But when I saw that you made the digital version $300, I was like, all right, that's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good. I wish the Series 6S was physical console, the best deal for the generation value wise. That's very true, because essentially it's an Xbox One X but digital. That's the same price as a Switch, which is a hell of a fucking that's a hard price. You can't. I don't see Sony even, and that's when I feel like Sony. That's what Sony fucked up on. Now, it's been historically known that Sony is very known about like waiting until the competition announces some shit and then undercutting them. The most famous example that most people remember is the Xbox One situation, where Sony undercut the fuck out of them and it just ruined them completely. Yeah, see, bad latency, that digital system, which is a whole nother issue in itself. But let's get into it. Fucking Sony is very well known for undercutting the fuck out of its competition. You really ain't got no room to do that, because unfortunately Microsoft is the company you shouldn't have tried to do it with anyway. Because realistically, Xbox has been taking L's when it comes to selling those consoles to begin with. So realistically, that could have just been like, fuck it, we're gonna make this as cheap as possible, and you ain't gonna be able to undercut it. That digital, there is no way they're going to fucking undercut them this time. Because you're not going under 300. That digital PS5 is not going under 300. What's realistically probably going to happen is that the digital PS5 will be 400 and the physical version will be 500. And realistically, considering the launch lineup for both of those consoles, I don't know how much of a W that's going to be in the long run. I'm looking at Xbox going where the game's at. Exactly. That's Xbox's problem in a nutshell, too. The Xbox has everything else right, but cannot put out some quality first-party content. But I'm going to give them credit and go, bro, when you put out that digital version and said it was 300, that's a hard sell. That's a hard counter. Bitch, we were playing chess, and this nigga went across the board and went, whoa. And I went, all right. I don't like you, but I respect it. If nothing else, I got to give him the respect, because that's a hard counter. And PlayStation ain't going to be able to do nothing to undercut it. Like, there's no way. You would have to put something out for $250 to be in that conversation. Hell, they would have to put something in $300 just to stay in the conversation in the first place. And it's fucking crazy is what it is. Because now you're in a situation where where Sony has to make a decision. Sony doesn't have any real heavy hitters. Like, Last of Us came out already. Ghost of Tsushima came out already. Unfortunately, I feel like they're doing the same thing they did with the PlayStation 3, where they ended the console on a high note, and you low key were like, you know what, you kind of don't really need a new console right now. But for whatever reason, that seems to be Sony's strategy about like ending a console generation with some high tier games, and then jumping into the next one. The problem is, I would argue the launch lineup for PlayStation 5 is worse than PlayStation 4. At least PlayStation 4 had things like Infamous, had new IPs in the forms of Knack, Killzone, had like it wasn't great, mind you. I don't want to get it twisted. It wasn't like PlayStation had this great onslaught of games coming, but it was better than what we're currently getting. And they're talking about how they have an event on Wednesday at 4, I think it's 4 p.m. Eastern, to show off more of PlayStation 5. Well, I'm like, well, and I think Baron on his stream last night said it best. More than likely, it's gonna be a bunch of shit to kind of like lower the blow that is the price point for both versions of the console. More than likely, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a situation where Sony's gonna do a bunch of cool shit or a bunch of shit that's all right, and then end it off with some, oh, by the way, the console's like $500 or $600. Actually, to me, it's the same thing they did with PlayStation Plus. A lot of people want to give Sony credit for when they undercut Microsoft, even though that presentation wasn't anything crazy. And people conveniently forgot that, oh, by the way, they told you have to start paying for online now. Like, that's a thing you have to do. Nobody acknowledged it because everyone was so hyped on the, oh shit, their console's $400 and Microsoft's is $500. Like, that was the argument. Even in this situation, and here's the other problem. We know that specs wise, the Xbox is the more powerful system. So you have no room to stand on to come in here and say, my console's $500. Because even if you say, oh, the PlayStation 5 is $500, just like the Xbox Series X, but the Xbox Series X is more powerful. So that means the third-party games are going to look and run better on the Xbox Series X. So why would I get a PlayStation 5? Now, granted, the main advantage that PlayStation will always have over Xbox, because Xbox is still on this slow getting their shit together saga, is that they're not putting out first-party quality content. And because of that, that's what's making them struggle. I mean, a lot. Because fucking Spider-Man, Miles Morales is not a system seller to me. Like, and I like Spider-Man. I don't want to get it twisted. You guys saw me play Spider-Man on here. I like Spider-Man. But this is like Lost Legacy Spider-Man. And that's not $500. It's going to at least be $400 or $500. And I'm not willing to pay $400 or $500, especially with a system. We don't even know the backwards compatibility situation, since that's a fucking selling point now. So I'm like, do I really care that you, like you don't have to do more than that? That's the short version. What you guys saying in the chat? I don't think Miles Morales is gonna be enough, realistically. Even though Sony typically have better exclusives, beating $299 is tough. Exactly, $299 is tough. That $299 just being there is already gonna be rough. The digital, and once again, like we already said, it's the more powerful console. Like I think the Xbox Series S is essentially an X at $300, which means you drop the price of the X, and it's like, that's a hard sell. Hell, that's a hard sell even compared to a Switch. The difference is at least the Switch has other features that kind of circumvent it, usually first party and portability. Those are like the two main things. And the fact that the Xbox still suffers because it's like, oh, by the way, I can play all those games on PC. And the fact that like Nvidia recently announced its new line of cards, and we went, yeah, I think I'm good. Like, realistically, I think that first card that's like $400. I'm like, bro, I could spend that on my system that I already have and put that bitch in there, and I'm Gucci. And guess what? That wouldn't even be a lie. You literally would be fine. You would 100% be fine. And that's crazy. And then on top of that, this has just been a bad year in general. This has been a bad year for people. So to then tell them in November, you guys want to go spend $500 so you can play games that are on PC, Xbox Series, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4, and in some cases Switch. Do I want to go spend $500 for those games with a few exceptions, like a couple games? Nah, not really. Because most people play Cyberpunk on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and PC. Most people are playing Avengers on their PlayStation 4s and Xbox Ones and PCs. It's unfortunately, it doesn't hit where I think they want it to hit. And so they're already fighting a market that's going to be struggling to like be in a position to be spending money. Like this, our economy already is suffering just through, and then all this trauma with the elections and all that other shit going on. Like, do you think Nintendo would switch prices to $250? Oh, you mean cut prices? Potentially. They might. I'm very conflicted about it because they easily could. I don't know if they would though. Considering from the talks, remember we have the Switch Lite at 200. Like, if you're gonna drop anything, it would make more like if you drop the Switch, I low key would most people didn't go, well, why don't you drop the Switch Lite? And from what I heard, they had to get really aggressive to drop the Switch Lite at 200. They wanted the Switch Lite to come in at 200, and they had to be aggressive to get that. I don't feel like Nintendo's in a position right now that this whole year's kind of fucked up. Even with The Last of Us and what was it? The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima, which are like the two biggest first party titles that came out. Oh shit, thank you for following, Clocked It. I didn't even know Clocked It had a goddamn Twitch account, bro. Appreciate the love and support. Final Fantasy VII Remake, came out and did its thing, but it's like, as far as console selling, and granted, I have my issues with the Final Fantasy Remake. Hell, people have issues with the Final Fantasy VII Remake. We're in a position where Nintendo could do it, but Nintendo's chilling. This like they're still as much. It's not the same games, but the fact that they're still ending this year with essentially Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon in respective ways, they ain't really sweating a lot. Because think about it, my investment in buying Mario, Zelda, or fucking Pokemon stuff at the end of the year versus buying, a PlayStation 5, an Xbox Series X, and then potentially a game, like it doesn't hit. It doesn't, like, financially, what's the better option? Especially with the Switch, it already has a library of games on it. Regardless of what games, and these are probably, it depends on the gamer, but some of these gamers haven't played some of these other games. Yeah, fucking Animal Crossing came out here and said, fuck all y'all. I want that to be stated. Like, Nintendo is chilling. Even in Nintendo's worst year, when Nintendo's winning and Nintendo's in its worst year, it's just chilling. This is chilling. This is like the Switch's worst year, and it still came out here and sold Game Busters. I think it's been the highest selling console between the three console manufacturers all this year, and I think it was all last year or a good chunk of last year. And think about it, this year they only really did it with 2 brand new games going into possibly 3 new games, and then a bunch of DLC and ports and shit. And they just chilling. It's crazy. It's nuts. It's 100% nuts. So could Nintendo drop the price of the Switch? They could, but they're not going to. Now, when they come out with this new version, I expect the price to drop. But they're probably not going to drop it until then. Nintendo's always kind of been like that, where they can release $60 games, and because people buy them, whatever. That's why it always looked crazier to me when you compare a Mario game selling for a long time versus like a Crash or a Last of Us or an Uncharted selling for a long time. Because Uncharted, Crash, and those other games drop prices within like the first... They drop prices within like the first few months. Like a $60 game turns into a $40 game, and by the time you hit November, it turns into like a $30 game. Nintendo will put out a $60 game, and that bitch will stay 60 for at least 2 years. At least. And in most cases, it never dropped. I think the Wii U was the quickest I ever seen prices drop. And the Wii U, it still took towards the end of the generation. Also, what's up, Rio Durant? Cactus Jack. I don't recognize that name. But thanks for stopping by regardless. Nintendo games would sell more if they went on sale. But the irony is they have been going on sale. That's the irony, Anime Rapper. The digital versions have been going on sale. Nintendo still has kind of a weird situation. I'll give you an example of something I realized last night. So last night, I was on Amazon and say, you know what? I heard the Borderland collection actually performs really well on Switch in terms of like technical shit. I said, you know what? Let me look into getting it. Obviously, you have to get over the digital hurdle, but I'm fortunate as I've learned to cope with that. But I looked at it and I went to go. I said, well, let's see which more expensive. Since it already has two, I think two of the three games are digital anyway. Let's look to see if the digital price is higher or lower. It's actually cheaper to buy that game physically than to buy it digitally, even though two of the games are digital, even if you buy it physically. Wrap your fucking head around that one. But interesting enough, it's the opposite situation when it comes to their main games. Like I think they had Mario Tennis Aces has been on sale multiple times. ARMS has been on sale multiple times. Mario Odyssey's been on sale. Breath of the Wild's been on sale. They've been putting their games on sale digitally pretty consistently now. Their physical ones not so fucking much, but if you're talking about digital, then yeah. Also, thank you for following Rio Durant. Rio Durant. I want Durant. Rio Durant. That's probably what it is. Rio Durant. Damn, we've already gained like what 3 followers. 9 more, and I'll be at 500. I don't think I'm gonna get it in this stream, but hell, if I get it, that's great. The difference is Nintendo games don't stay on sale. That's true. But that also makes the sales for them more exciting. When you see a Nintendo games on sale, that's almost immediate, like, go get that shit now. And they're still making money. They're still making money because even when that shit goes on sale digitally, it's like $40. So they're only losing $20 off it, and it's the digital version of the game anyway. So $20 ain't nothing for them, bro. Let's see. Not a good price. All they did was drop it to 50. Yeah, for certain games, they only drop until 50, and some other games, they dropped it like 41, 42. I don't know how it works, but you're being recommended on smaller community tab. Oh, fucking cool. 10 out of 10. Fuck it. If I'm getting promoted, I'm getting promoted, baby. That's how we do it big in here. You know, life is hard, and we out here trying to make it. we out here trying to make it, son. We're trying to do it real big. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss any other comments. Platinum hasn't really made really graphical impression. This is a problem with being. I would say 2018 was the worst year at this point. I wouldn't say 2018 was bad. I mean, 2018 gave a smash at the end of the year. 2018. I know people have their issues with Kirby and Mario Tennis Aces, but I think mechanically both of those games are fine. Kirby suffers because it feels like it doesn't take the bigger leap as it should. I think Aces was fine. I'm trying to think of what else came out that year. Actually, someone actually put that up. Hold on. Let's see if I can find that tweet. There was a tweet that was put up about comparing which were your best Nintendo years. Nintendo Switch years. What's your favorite Nintendo Switch year? And I actually forgot how good 2017 was. And it was weird because it hadn't been that long, but 2017, like when I went back and re-looked up at the lineup for 2017 Switch releases, I was like, all right, Nintendo in their bag. I got you. I see what we're doing. They should have at least had Nintendo Select Price Average range. Yeah, they're not going to do it, though. Look, the irony is that Nintendo doesn't need to, and we don't make them. I mean, that's the reality of it all. Nintendo can literally just get away with not doing it because we don't give a damn, because we'll still buy it. Nintendo will do things on sale. The only thing they've really been doing is digital sales. Their digital sales were picked up because the Wii U didn't get any digital sales for shit. That was like my biggest annoyance. That for some reason digital fucking sales for Wii U was garbage. But it's the opposite for Switch. Switch, we're getting digital sales more consistently. We're just not getting like physical sales like that. Hold on, let me I'm probably not gonna find it because it's been a while since I saw it, but yeah. Let's see if it's in here. It may not be in here. Oh, I'm gonna have to search Twitter for it. Nintendo Switch. I might find it if I look it up this way. I may not, but we're gonna look it up anyway. Yeah, it's just surrounded by a bunch of other shit. You think I think this by you think a 3D Sonic Mania would be a good idea or similar to Generations? No. Sonic needs to focus on new things. It's the same issue I have with Pokemon and the rumor that's been going around about them getting a new game, about getting another remake. And I was like, no, you guys are missing the fucking point. Don't do that shit. Put out new content. You're relying too much on old games. And with Pokemon, it's literally become a crutch. Also, because people keep asking for it. Oh, I think this is it. Yeah, here it is. There it is. Let me share this in the Twitch chat so you guys can link and look. Now, this isn't everything, but it's a good representation of what we're doing with most of these years. I'm still baffled Sonic Team didn't release Generations port on Switch. I am baffled on that too. It's kind of fucking dumb. Hell, give me a Sonic Colors port. I don't care. That game has not been ported. That's been the main reason why I want it. Hell, I take a PC port of Sonic, a PC Sonic port of Colors. It doesn't even have to be a Switch port. So yeah, if you look at that tweet, that's a good representation of what was going on for most of these years. 2017 primarily wins for a lot with me because two of my favorite fucking games are in this group, which would be Xenoblade and ARMS. I fucking love both of those two. Then if you scroll down to 2018, the biggest problem with 2018, there's only like one game that everybody wanted, whereas you had a bunch of smaller games that I was low key like, whatever. So like Kirby's in that group, Mario Party's kind of in that group, and Mario Tennis Aces in that group. Fuck Pikachu, fuck Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. That can go eat a dick for all I care about. And then Sushi Striker, which is essentially just an up-res port of the 3DS game. And then we got a bunch of fucking side shit like, a bunch of side shit and ports. I legitimately want a fixed port of Sonic 06, and I know it's Infinity would make it sell. Actually, Infinity would make it sell. I don't think that game has enough shit in it worth buying. Now, ironically enough, 2019, last year for Nintendo was absolutely ridiculous. For me personally, I was geeked as fuck. And it's funny because I didn't buy that many first-party Nintendo. I think the year I bought the most first-party Nintendo stuff was probably 2017, actually. Because 2019, I got... Well, let me check. 2019, I got Fire Emblem, Astral Chain, Luigi's Mansion, and Pokemon. Because... Also, thank you for the host, type sad. Appreciate it. Yeah, Fire Emblem, Astral Chain, Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon. I got those 4. And Astral Chain isn't even first party, so technically it's like 3. And then for 2017, it was Xenoblade 2, Fire Emblem Warriors, ARMS, Zelda, Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2. I got all. Yeah. 2019 would have been the one. 2019 I also like because there was a bunch of third-party shit I cared about, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 stuff, Dragon Quest 11 stuff. There was some good side shit. And then you jump into 2020, where our main things have been the Mystery Dungeon remake, which I didn't care about, Animal Crossing, which I didn't care about, but that is a heavy-hitting game, so we count it. Hyrule Warriors, which will probably get bought. Paper Mario, which wasn't my thing. Xenoblade Chronicles I bought, but I need to finish. And then we had the DLC for 3 Houses, which I didn't get because I still haven't even done all the routes in 3 Houses in general. Pokemon DLC, which I'm getting, and then Smash Brothers DLC, which I already bought. And then as far as our straight ports, we got 3D Mario All-Stars that comes out Friday. Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which I skipped. And then Pikmin 3 Deluxe, which I'm probably going to skip too. Those are just not my games. Well, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, if it was the right version of the game, that would have been bought purely out of support. Pikmin 3 Deluxe, I'm Gucci with. Well, 2020 hasn't been terrible. It's just been very janky is the best way to describe it. Yeah, I think that's the best way I can describe 2020. And granted, 2020 was going to have its problems just for the shit. Persona 5 Royal? I don't fucking know, bro. I'm still mad at the Kingdom Hearts shit from last week. Oh, we can't do Kingdom Hearts because it's too technically complicated. Eat a dick. You joking? Fuck you. That's the biggest crock of bullshit I've ever heard in my life. And it's not like if you were just talking about 3, that'd be a different story. You're not talking about 3. They're talking about 1, 2, Birth by Sleep, Chain of Memories, 358 Days, Coded. You tell me Dream Drop Distance, eat a dick. You tell me, oh, none of those games can run on Switch. Fuck you. You just didn't want to put in the time and money. That's really what it was. And it's Kingdom Hearts. The bitch would have sold. Fuck you. I'm low-key. I'm still mad at that shit, bro. How do you sit there and look me in the face and tell me, oh, I don't know about some of these guys. Like, man, if you don't get your goofy ass out of here, bro. Exactly. These Kingdom Hearts collections was on the PS fucking 3, but the Switch we don't know is technically capable. But you can give us the fucking rhythm game. You can give us the dumbass rhythm game and that's what confuses me, bro. You can't sit here and tell me you don't think it would sell. You put the majority of the Kingdom Hearts in between side games, except for I think Coded and Birth by Sleep, were all on Nintendo systems. You put 358 Days, you put fucking Chain of Memories, you put fucking Dream Drop Distance, and then you in the back was like, bro, I don't know, man. I don't know if Nintendo fans care about those games. Bitch, how dare you? How fucking dare you? That's right. And that's the other thing. You put them on Xbox, though. You think Xbox is out here selling Kingdom Hearts like that? Fuck you, Square. Square ain't shit. By the way, we haven't heard nothing of Bravely Default 2. I don't even know what the situation with that game is. And then, of course, we got the recent announcement that No More Heroes is delayed, which, hurt my soul a little bit, not gonna lie. I really wish. No, that's what I'm saying, Lightning. I'm saying I said Birth by Sleep and Coded are the only 2 side games that weren't on Nintendo systems. And I was mad about both of those situations because it was bullshit. It's fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, bro. But man, okay, so not gonna lie, we got pretty far off of the PlayStation Xbox situation. But since we're talking about Nintendo, let's go ahead and get into. I thought Coded was the mobile game. What's the mobile game then? Isn't Coded the mobile game? Or am I missing one? Isn't there a mobile one? Hold up. That's what it was. You're right. I see what I did. Coded was the mobile game and then it got ported. It got ported to the DS and became recoded. Oh, I'm stupid. That's my own fault. Coded was the mobile game. No, wait. What? Hold up. Wait. I'm tripping. Wait. Hold on. Coded was the Game Boy and then the PlayStation 2. I knew it. Coded's one of those games it's probably the one I follow the least of. So if I fuck that up, that's on me. The game concept. So pretty much the only game that isn't is Birth by Sleep then. Birth by Sleep is the only side game that isn't on that was never on a Nintendo system. Yeah, that's what it was. See, I knew Coded was mobile. That's what I was thinking. I just forgot that I didn't realize that Recoded was I always called it Recoded, but I didn't realize that Recoded was the re-release. or the DS release. That was my own fault, but I got it. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. God damn it, we're good. We're good. Fuck me all the way up with this. But since we're on Nintendo stuff, let's go ahead and talk about Zelda. Let's go ahead and talk about the Breath of the Wild prequel. It's funny to me that Breath of the Wild went from being kind of like this magnum opus of a Zelda game to becoming its own self-contained story. Hey, what's up, Retro Death? As much I know people might gonna call fanboyism on this shit, but like realistically, I think almost everybody when they realize, oh, that this is a prequel and this takes place during the war where everyone died or got fucked up at the beginning of the game or at the ending, well, it's essentially the prequel to the beginning of Breath of the Wild. Pretty much it's showing off the full battle of the memories we saw. And the shit looks so close to like Breath of the Wild's graphics, if not better in some cases. That shit's like genius as fuck. Like low key, that shit is genius as fuck. It was like, bruh, we already have a story that has a prequel already kind of built into it. We should make a prequel. Yeah, but people aren't going to want to play 3 versions of the same kind of game. No one's going to want to play Breath of the Wild 3 times. And then all of a sudden you go, wait a minute, it was a war, wasn't it? The original game was a like the prequel would be a war because that's what it took place during. And then you're like, oh shit, what's the best kind of gameplay for a motherfucking war? Oh, that's right, Dynasty Warriors. And I'm sitting there like, damn, that's nice. It's one of those things that when you think about it in retrospect, you're like, oh, damn. Oh, damn. Damn. And it's like shit. Because you never would think about it. Like, it tripped me out. It tripped me out. And it's funny because Zelda Muso games aren't even an old concept. That's from like, what was it? Hyrule Warriors got announced initially in 2013, 14. And I'm just like, damn. It touched, oh, let me see. It touched my body after the trailer. Yeah, the only way to do it would be a Muso game or a strategy game. Exactly. Because you're talking about a war. Any game that involves a war, the best kind of game to do is a Muso game. Because that's probably one of the best war-like experiences you can have. And I'm like, fuck. It's literally one of those things when it was announced. You watched it and processed it. You were like, cool. And then your brain went, fuck, that's smart. Fuck, that's really smart. Fuck, that's genius. Like, and I don't want to come off like I'm dick riding, but low key, my brain was just like it was a rotating gear. And the more the shit spun, the more I'm like, damn. Whoa! That literally, it's like your mind being blown. I was in the process of having my mind blown because I was so shook at the fucking, it's so good. It's so fucking good. And it also works because it'll be an incredibly dark game because we know how it ends already. If you play Breath of the Wild, this is a dark game. Essentially, it's kind of fucked up. It's going to start with Link getting his shit together and earning the trust and respect of all the Guardians and shit. And then them coming in and be like, fuck it, we about to go in. You know what this is going to be? And it's funny I'm going to use this as a reference because I couldn't until recently. This is going to be the Crisis Core for fucking Zelda. Now, if you're a Final Fantasy fan, you understand what I mean when I say that. It's going to be, you know what? It's going to be Torna the Golden Country, bitch. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Especially because both of those games are notorious for fucking you up. Emotionally, both of those games will fuck you up. Regardless how you feel about Crisis Core's gameplay, Crisis Core story-wise will fuck you up. If you are a Final Fantasy VII fan and you play that prequel, you like, no. It's literally going to be the same thing. Torna was almost the same thing for me. Torna, I played up until the end of Torna and was like, no, bruh. And man, and the irony is, the shit's voice acted. We know that goddamn much. And they seem to have kept the same voices. I'm gonna be like, no, Yo, like it's ooh. Oh man, it's gonna be rough, bro. That's gonna be real rough. Torna was crazy. Crisis Core is in the same tier. As someone who just finished the original Final Fantasy and then went and experienced Crisis Core, that shit, Jesus Christ. I actually generally like Cloud more as a character from the original game because of Crisis Core and because of the original game than I do in any other representation. Because they don't represent, to me, they don't represent Cloud the way he's supposed to be represented. I don't want to get into a whole Final Fantasy thing, but I just want to say I can, after playing the original game and experiencing Crisis Core, I can completely understand why people feel the way they do about Cloud, and why people are so excited to see him representing other shit. Because the way he's representing other shit, unfortunately, doesn't represent Cloud to me who Cloud is. That's literally what's gonna happen with Breath of the Wild with this prequel. And what's great about it is that because it's such a different kind of game, you're not like, because my biggest concern with this shit is experience what I like to call like burnout. You don't want to get burned out on a certain gameplay style, which could happen if you were playing 3 open world games within the course of a couple of years. It's kind of what happened with Pokemon for me, where Pokemon kind of burns you out if you play the same kind of RPG multiple fucking times. So having it be a Muso game allows that, okay, it's a different kind of game in the same universe, so I can still enjoy it and not get burned out on the gameplay style. And I'm like, that's great! So good, bro. So good. And then they did. After you spend dozens of hours getting everyone rough game, beautiful. Exactly. This shit is great. I was geeked out. I never played a Warriors game before. This is gonna be fresh. And then that's the other thing. It's gonna introduce fans of Zelda to more Muso shit. And some people go, well, what about Hyrule Warriors? Hyrule Warriors, you didn't have to play for anything. Tying a Muso game into the mainline series is fucking great. Because if you're invested in Breath of the Wild's lore and history, you automatically have at least somewhat of a reason to go play this prequel. It's so good, bro. Saying the ass from the new perspective is worth $60. Anime rapper, I'm not gonna hate on you, bro. I fuck with it. I fuck with it. I'm weak. I fuck with it. Zelda would be the only downside for me. Well, then again, I can hear her French voice, so I'm good. Well, that and maybe realistically, the voice actress could have gotten better. That's the other thing. Like, it legitimately, it's been a couple of years now, so. Hyrule Warriors, if you played for the fan service. Yeah, exactly. Hyrule Warriors, you played more for more of Zelda fan service. This is gonna be to experience it. It's gonna be a more traditional Hyrule Muso game experience. Muso games you don't do for fan service. That only really works when they're themed after a certain franchise. Like when I play the One Piece Muso games, I play that for fan service because I love One Piece. But playing like a normal Muso game, you actually do it for the story and the history and all that kind of shit. And guess what? It's gonna be fucking great. And Donnie already knows what's up. Tying it into the main story, man, Sasha's is 6. Woo! Shit! That's great. I'm stoked. I'm absolutely stoked. Zelda's crying and Breath of the Wild trailer in English was garbage. And the Age of Calamity it was so much better. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. She could have easily improved over the course of time. So I'm not sweating the voice acting as much. Because it's been a couple of years. Sia was thick as hell. Sia was thick as hell, but Sia was also original. That's Koei Tecmo creation. And I already know Koei Tecmo about that life, all right? Koei Tecmo don't give a fuck, and I'm cool with it. We fuck with you, Koei Tecmo. Because when we want to see thick-ass anime chicks, you are the ones we come to see. Hell, for God's sakes, dead or alive. Dead or alive. That's all I gotta say, bro. Dead or alive, man. Shit. God damn. I'm stoked right now. So it's one of those things where like I'm just looking forward to playing it. But realistically, it's funny. But like I said earlier before, it's funny that Nintendo's literally gonna run away with the end of this year, probably again, with Zelda, Mario, and Pokemon. Mario's anniversary collection, Zelda's Muso prequel tie-in game to Breath of the Wild, and Pokemon's DLC. Because we already know that boycott didn't do a goddamn thing. It's the accent that gets me, not the actual fake British accents. Yeah. I like shaking the PS4 controller after I kicked my brother's ass in the previous DOA. Yeah, exactly. Realistically, Nintendo's gonna run away with the rest of this year. And that's because Cyberpunk, I don't believe, is coming out this year, like at all. I would be genuinely surprised if it did. I have no belief in my mind that that's actually going to come out. Not this year. And if it does, it wouldn't surprise. I'd be very surprised. Oh my goodness. My dream game went plus ultra, and I'm still shaking. I mean, I'm excited about it, but I was actually more shook at how smart of an idea it was. Like, I was so genuinely blown away by the fact that I was like, that's the perfect thing to do. That it fucking makes me more excited for it just because of how smart the setup for it. It's you know what it's like? It's like watching I'm trying to think of an example that doesn't include spoilers. It's like getting mind fucked in a game. Actually, Torna, like I said, I think Torna's a good example of that shit. And how Torna made me care about a character who doesn't even exist in the main game. And I was like, bro. Like, I would 100% say Torna is half of the reason why I like Mythra as much as I do. I like Mythra to begin with, but man, Torna made me love Mythra to death. I love Mythra to death. Jesus Christ. I also have more respect for Jin. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. Let me try to get through a couple of questions though, because we got caught up on this, but man, we got caught up on this. So we already kind of talked about the Breath of the Wild prequel. We know how it ends. It's not, ironically enough, it's a game that I don't even care about the speculation for, right? It's a game you don't need to speculate because you know what's gonna happen. But you're still excited to put your hands on it and play the shit out of it, bro. I actually wouldn't be against the Xenoblade Chronicles Warriors game. The problem is Xenoblade isn't big enough to justify it. I think Nintendo only has a few franchises that can legit get away with it. Let's see. What are your? I'm trying to scroll down this. I just hope they make it happen in style and not brush over it quickly. I'm Gucci for the rest of this year. Mario and Zelda are my bread and butter. I mean, for most people, it's going to be. I mean, just let's be real here. Like, that's why I said, like, we got the PlayStation and Xbox situations going on, but like, neither of those consoles have games of really high note that you need to buy a console for. And they're not going to be getting any heavy hitting games until next year. So Nintendo's just going to chill for the rest of the year. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't want to buy an Xbox Series X or Series S? It's the same price as the Switch. I'm like, yeah, but Xbox ain't got Mario on it though. Xbox ain't got Zelda on it though. Like, man, fuck. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Retro Dad. That's the reason why I said the fucking PlayStation conference was dumb. Why fucking people were like, man, the PlayStation conference was cool. I'm like, bro, have those games I can play either now or I can play without owning a PlayStation 5. Like, realistically, if I own a PC or a PlayStation 4, I'm Gucci. There's only like a couple of games that I'm really concerned with. And considering PlayStation's been talking about putting more of their games on PC, do I really need a PlayStation 5? In all seriousness, and they're primarily doing it because of money. I know that's what it is. They're not making enough money off of these games with them staying on PlayStation. So the idea is if I put them on PC, I'll make more money off of them, which will help with the rising development costs of games. And I get it. It's just, it makes me not want to buy your console. That's the main problem with it. I don't need to buy your console. But yeah, let me try to get to a couple of questions. Let's see. It's funny because none of the questions have anything to do with the current conversation. But we'll skim through this. Would I be willing to try Nexomon? Not really. It doesn't look like that interesting to me personally. Pokemon Company is taking feedback on the mistakes in UX and UI Pokemon games. What would you tell them? Oh, if the Pokemon Company was taking feedback, Like constructive criticism. Did you play a lot and enjoy Breath of the Wild and Hyrule Warriors? I played Breath of the Wild until I beat the main story. Breath of the Wild is one of those games I enjoyed, but I primarily did it for the story, and I was good. I got all the memories and shit. I did all the divine beasts. I did like the major dungeons, but I didn't get sucked into that world the same way you guys did, to where you guys played it for like 6 or 7. Like Xenoblade was that game for me, but it wasn't the same thing for like Zelda didn't hit me in the same way. Hyrule Warriors, I played pretty consistently. The main game on Wii U. The Wii U version, I'm pretty sure I played a lot of, and then I bought Fire Emblem Warriors when Switch came out. I didn't re-pick up Hyrule Warriors because I didn't need it, but I rebought. I played the shit out of. I played the shit out of Fire Emblem Warriors. So I'm looking forward. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing the Breath of the Wild prequel. I mean, let's see. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I probably just didn't enjoy it as much as you guys did. Like I said, RPGs are my shit. Like open world games are cool, but like RPGs are my shit. What else? Oh, but if we're talking about Pokemon Company taking feedback, stop relying on fucking remakes. Open up the level design. I still think that the DLC, the Crown Island, that's not what it's called. It's not called. It's the Crown. But the DLC island in Sword and Shield is a really good step up. I just want more of that. So to me, they already have shown they can do it. They just need to fucking like do it for the whole fucking game and not do it for a DLC area. I'm actually expecting Crown Tundra. I'm more excited for Crown Tundra because I saw the level design for the first half of the DLC. But don't rely on remakes. Open up your level design more. Put a fucking hard mode in your game. It's Pokemon. This shit's supposed to reach all ages. Put a fucking hard mode in your game. Oh yeah, I did get the. Wait, did I buy the DLC for Fire Emblem? I don't remember. I think I did actually. I think I did buy the DLC for Fire Emblem. I need to go back and check how much shit I did in the Fire Emblem because it's been a while since I've checked it. All Armor and Crown Tundra. That's what I was doing. I got back in a Pokemon game where you can go into gyms in any order you want would be dope. Yeah, because then they would have to do like legit level scaling. Like if I went into the first 3 gyms, that means the 4th gym, no matter where it was at. I don't mind having structure in my Pokemon games though, because realistically, if I'm on an adventure, some areas have to be scaled up and down or changed to have a level of interest to them. It kind of just depends on the kind of game they want to make. I just don't want any more fucking remakes. Not for a while. I'm not against them completely, but Pokemon relies on them too much. That's my problem with Pokemon. Pokemon will literally make its whole situation about remakes, and I'm like, bro, no, because some of these games don't need fucking remakes, like at all. I don't fucking want them. I enjoy Pokemon, so I'm tired of the level design though. Yeah, exactly. The level design is too, especially as of recently, the level design has been way too hallway focused. I played every Fire Emblem game since the GBA, and I still haven't bought the Three Houses of Warriors game. I need to fix that. Three Houses, I think you would fuck with. Three Houses you would fuck with. I would still argue that Fates has the better map design, but Three Houses is fun. It's kind of a weird situation. Three Houses is fun, but I prefer Fates map design. I would, if you still ask me what my favorite Fire Emblem game is, it's Fates. Fates is my favorite Fire Emblem game. I like Three Houses. I didn't fall in love with Three Houses as much as I thought I was going to. Three Houses is also another game that has a bunch of fucking content in it and say, guys, you want more? And I'm like, no, fuck. This is a lot. This is a lot. Like, damn. But Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think Fates has better maps. Yeah. Fates, I think, like, I like Three Houses. And I know why people like Three Houses, but man, I think Fates has better maps. I even like the anime style Fates a lot. So, like, realistically, Fates to me is my favorite game. Three Houses is probably top 3, but Fates is my favorite game. Yeah, Three Houses is like 4 full Fire Emblem games. My God. My fucking God. But yeah, those are like the main critiques for the Pokemon stuff. So let me delete all this. Let me see. I got the Cube in the Wii game and bought the only good Echo. I bought the only good Echoes video game, but the Warriors was a day one by. That's my shit. Yeah, see, here's my thing. Echoes to me is a pretty. It's my least favorite of the modern Fire Emblem games. Fuck Echoes. Like, I'll be real with you. Man, I don't give a fuck about Echoes. Echoes to me is so overhyped because it's always more back to traditional Fire Emblem with a bullshit ass story, really bad characterization, and then like dumb shit in it that people complain about the other games. To me, it's funny to me that people talk about how cool Randolph is, but then shit on Garen. And like Randolph is literally Garen just done in a really straightforward manner. Because it's the whole I did something evil and I became a villain, but you didn't understand me because I never told you. But you don't understand it now until I'm dead and you're the one who killed me. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? It's bad writing, is what it is. It's bad fucking writing, is what it is. The Ike games I'm totally down to, because the Ike games I do want to go back and replay. Deadass, I would totally be down to replay Ike's games, especially because Ike's games got such a bad rap. Well, the second one did, I thought. Which I forget which one. It was one of his games. The American version made the hard mode normal, so people played the normal mode, not realizing it was really the hard mode, and it absolutely like fucked up people's first impressions. I know the hate for Fire Emblem characters is stupid to me. I don't think it has a terrible story. It depends on what version of Fates. I think Conquest is the best story. Conquest is the best story and the most interesting. Hoshido's, or I mean, Birthrights is pretty awakening. I think it's worse than Awakenings only because it's more basic. Like Fire Emblem Birthright, like Fire Emblem Fates Birthright is not as interesting to me. And then you hit it's Conquest, Birthright, and what's the last version called? I don't remember. The third version is very in the middle with me. It kind of devolves. I think Conquest still has the better story of the three. But the third one at least has the advantage of having a bunch of characters in it. The last three characters were actually effing good. Corrin and Byleth are legit great. Exactly. They figured it out. The problem is it took them a while. Revelations. There we go. Revelations is better. If I had to rank Conquest in total, it's Conquest, Revelations, Birthright. Birthright is just a little too boring for its own fucking good. Whereas I think Revelations is okay, minus some dumb shit that's in it. Like a death of a random fucking character for no reason. And Conquest, I think, is overall the best. Also, I like Nora's cast in general. Anyway, there's a few exceptions. Like Birthright has Setsuna and oh shit, Hinoka, Setsuna, and Azama. I love those three retainers. Kagero, Saizo, and Ryoma. We fuck with heavy. But fucking Nora has Charlotte, and I'm a weak ass dude for Charlotte. Charlotte is so fucking adorable. She's so fucking dumb, but I love her. I love Charlotte. So that's a bias. I'm being real with you. That's full on bias. I'm a biased bitch when it comes to Charlotte and Nora. I don't care. Yeah, exactly. Male Corn. That's why Mel Robin low key gets shit on too. If you're not the attractive one. Although I think Mel Robin is at least cute enough for girls, so they don't care. But Mel Corn just ain't it for nobody apparently. Female Corn can get it all day, every day though. Also, I love the fact that female Corn is more associated with Nor, whereas male Corn is more associated with Hoshido. That's also because I'm weak. I ain't shit. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Barefoot waifu bliss, barefoot male needs to go in the shed. Take that man, put that man in the shed, and he don't get to come out until he puts some motherfucking shoes on. Oh, Jesus Christ, bro. This is fucking dumb. Hold on. Let's try to answer a couple more questions before we get out of here. Let's see. As I mentioned before, I'm not a Sonic Adventure fan, but I am a fan of 3D Sonic more than 2D Sonic, which is why I think Generations is the best Sonic game overall. So my question is, what really attracts you to the adventure games? For you, say Adventure 2 is your best 3D Sonic game, and why? It's hard. The 3D games have had different styles. I like the adventure games because it's like an ongoing plot with different characters doing different things. I think Battle 2 cut out a lot of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle cut out a lot of the fat in Sonic and made it look more streamlined. The problem is that the three gameplay styles they stuck with, Knuckles' gameplay style is actively worse in Adventure 2 Battle, and Tails, I get the idea what they were going for with Tails. The problem, because the idea they're going for with Tails is that Tails, they didn't want Tails in Sonic Adventure 1. The premise of Tails' levels were to outrace somebody. It was kind of funny in retrospect to have the character who's slower than Sonic have his entire gameplay style be focused on races. But the fact that he could fly made more sense. I think realistically he just needed more aerial platforming, and Tails would have been more interesting to see in 3D. And they went completely left with his design and turned him into a mech fighter. And I'm like, it's hard. I don't know if I would say Adventure 2 is my favorite 3D game. When it comes to 3D Sonic, I flip a lot between 3D Sonic. Because if we're talking about the boost formula, Generations is fucking it. Generations is it, with Colors being a close tie. Colors and Generations are really close for me when it comes to the boost formula. But then you have things like Adventure 2 that I love to death, and even Lost World I like a lot. But man, Lost World has too much bullshit in it to be my favorite. Adventure 2 is kind of it, though. I think as an overall package, it's between Generations and Adventure 2. And if we're talking about pure, like the game I would want to play over and over again the most, it's probably Adventure 2. Although Generations is right there. It's hard. But I would literally just say it's between those two, Generations and Sonic Adventure 2. And the reason why is because because even though Adventure 2 has its problems, it's overall a fun-ass experience. I mean, obviously, Knuckles and Rouge have their fuck you levels, but I've adjusted to it now to where it doesn't bother me. It used to bother me. It doesn't bother me now. And even back in the day when it bothered me, it wasn't like fuck you bother me. It was just kind of like, it's kind of annoying. Sonic Adventure 2, I really love when I was younger. The Knuckle missions got annoying though. Yeah, the Knuckle, it's primarily because they fucked up the radar. That's the main issue with it. But I actually don't mind that they're expensive. I think the problem is I wish the way they handled it was if you did hard mode on Knuckles levels, the way it got harder was expanding the level out. Versus like the normal level should be relatively small. I love the aesthetics. I love the whole aesthetic in Sonic Adventure 2. It's fucking great. But let me scroll down, see if I didn't miss anything. I always thought Colors and Generations were better than the adventure games. They're more. I look at both of those games as more consistent than the adventure games. I think Generation. I think objectively you could say that, and I wouldn't have a problem with it. Especially Generations. I think Generations is inherently better than Adventure 2 Battle, but it's only because it's more consistent. But it's also shorter. That's the other thing. Heroes, I think the only two Sonic games I never got a chance to play at all was 06 and Heroes. Heroes, I forget the reason. What was your reaction when Sonic got in Smash? You're talking about the brawl reaction? The brawl reaction was me having a seizure at 2 o'clock in the morning. Was it 2? 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when the dojo site updated? When Sonic showed up on that bitch, I died. And then I saw the video clip trailer, and I was like, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. And Sonic was my main since Brawl because of that. Yeah, I was geeked the fuck out. Sonic is still my favorite platforming mascot. You're just not gonna take that away from me. What are with the first three? Oh, I'm not old guys. I'm retro. I see what you did there, Antrite. But yeah, fucking uh, I don't even have words, bro. I don't even have proper words, man. Sonic and Smash Brothers was an experience. Sonic and Smash Brothers was a motherfucking experience for me. But yeah. And I think Lost World has a lot of fucking potential. That's what makes me mad about Lost World. Lost World gameplay wise, I think has a lot of fucking potential. And they wouldn't just double down on it. They like the game, because I don't think Lost World's a bad game. It's just unfocused. It's kind of like Unleashed in that way. Unleashed was unfocused. But man, all I need you to do is reapproach that fucking level design. And I think you got a gameplay style in your fucking hands. I think Lost World is so fucking close to what I want. And they won't, and I know they'll never go back to it because of how poorly it was received. But it's so close. It's so close, bro. It's so close. Yeah. Yeah, the problem with the problem with the 3DS version of Lost World is that it fucking the quality drops off like hell. I wouldn't say that's the same thing for the Wii U. The Wii U version's more consistent, but it's also very scattered. But as far as like difficulty and quality, it's pretty consistent, but it's very scattered with its ideas. Whereas I think the 3DS version is more focused, but that quality drop off is a bitch. And also fuck those special stages. That's the other thing. Woo, Jesus Christ. But I think overall we had a good podcast. We had a good talk. I'm pretty happy about how this went. Thank you, Clocked It, for showing up and showing love. Thank you, Sundex. Thank you, Retro. Thank you guys for showing up and showing love. I appreciate it. We got 8 more until we hit 500 followers on Twitch. And I'm excited as fuck because we out here making progress in this bitch. Got 20 viewers on the podcast episodes. It's great, bro. I'm glad I'm starting to consistently maintain viewers. I've seen the fluctuate somewhere between 15 and 20. And I'm cool with that because it's consistency. Consistency is key, everyone. I appreciate it. We got to get out of here because tomorrow we have Juices Loose, and that'll be fun. Wednesday we have the Sony Showcase, which we'll get told a price tag that doesn't mean anything. I always love your enthusiasm in less to dick around. Oh yeah, I love dicking around. Also, if anyone has any artists that are willing to do like emotes, it doesn't have to be lewds or whatever, hit me up because I do want to get some more emotes and some more art. I say that, but it's actually art. And I don't mind I don't mind commissioning. I'm just saying. So if you guys have like recommendations for people I can get emotes from, let me know because there's a few more I want to do. Because the loot one people seem to have fun with, and we can have fun with it. I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna keep the theme of some of them will be like normal and saying Game Freak stuff, but then I'll use the female one for random shit. The female one will be thrown around for random shit. I think I'm gonna just make her a meme. She's gonna be a part of the Twitch experience. So some of them will be normal, some of them will be on the lewd side. And now you guys have started with the spam. Well, it's primarily fucking. No, all of y'all are doing it now. Y'all don't give a damn. So if anyone has any recommendations of artists I can commission to get some more varying emotes, let me know. Because I definitely will do that. But anyways, like I said, thank you guys for the love. Thank you guys for the support. If you want to go check out my boy Retro Death, it's Retro Death on YouTube. Go check his shit out because of quality. And Clocked It needs more fucking subscribers and views in general. So go check out my boy Clocked It on YouTube. Same thing. I think it's just clocked_it. The word it, like IT, clocked and it. They're English words, god damn it. They shouldn't be hard to learn. While I'm getting barraged with emotes from everybody. So remember, kids, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for the love. I will catch you tomorrow with another Manic episode. And tonight, you guys will probably get me on stream with Tyrone and them playing Among Us or something else. But I got to still upload the Pokemon and Origaru reviews on the anime channel. So look out for that. And I'm uploading last week's episode of a Manic episode on the... I'm uploading that pretty much after the stream ends. I'm going to start uploading last week's episode. So if you missed last week's Manic episode, that'll be uploading in a few hours anyway. So look forward to that. Thank you for all the fucking emotes. Life's a game. Play to win. And I will catch you guys later. Peace. Oh no, I forgot to drink liquids. I'm dehydrated. Oh no. Oh, my leg.